Hey folks, I thought I'd show you guys something I made. I made an emergency water filtration kit out of an Apache box like you get at Harbor Freight. I think this is the larger one. I know they make the small ones for pistols and stuff, but this one's not the next size up, but I think the largest one. But I'll show you how I did it. Oh, the reason I'm using it now is I'm having to work out of town a little bit, so I'm gone a lot, and I'm staying in a condo part of the time, and then part of the time I'm at home. I'm only an hour and a half from home, but the traffic's horrible, and I got a job that I gotta be here a lot for. But anyway, I wanted to show y'all. So down here on the beach, the water absolutely sucks. It's nasty, it stinks. I don't see how people drink it. But I was buying water, from Walmart or whatever. And it gets expensive, and I had this set up. So let me just show you what I did. So basically, what it is, it's got some fittings here on the side that's the water goes in, and then it's got a pump. All this stuff I bought on Amazon, I mean, like this stuff I got at the hardware store, and these are just fittings for that little tubing that you get for hooking up a refrigerator at your house. And so this is the inlet hose here, and it's been a couple months since I've used this thing, so I'm gonna flush these out. But basically this goes in here. It's got this little quick connect fitting, which I got this off Amazon. It's a tubing quick connect fitting. You push the button in, it's easier to do with two hands. And then I put a filter, like a stainless steel and plastic fuel filter, on the end of the tubing. Then I threw some galvanized washers on there just to weight it down. So you can throw it in a bucket or in the creek or whatever you need to do. And this filters out a lot of the big solids, just to keep from clogging up your thing. So I'll stick that down in there. And then this has an adapter. This adapter makes a drill battery, which you can get them in whatever kind you got. If you got Ryobi stuff, Milwaukee stuff, if you have DeWalt stuff, or I happen to have Rigid stuff. So I got this Rigid drill battery, and what it does is it takes this 18 volt battery. This is the bigger 18 volt battery for a drill, and you can use a small battery too, but I just happen to grab this one out of the truck, and it makes it 12 volt. Then I just put a small 12 volt pump. Now whatever kind of filters you get will determine, you have to look and see how much pressure you need for your little pump to pump through all these filters, because they have to have a certain amount of pressure to get it through. So the first filter is a sediment filter that takes care of your dirt and sand. The next filter is a pre-carbon, which takes care of a lot of heavy metals and chemicals. And then the third one, which is the expensive filter. So these are like $5 a piece, to $5 or $6 a piece, through this one and this one, maybe $8 now. Bought a bunch of these a year ago. And then this one is it's more expensive. It might be $25 or $30, best I remember. And then this last one is your post-carbon, which cleans up whatever's left, puts a little bit of mineral for taste, So you got that. Now this side, I just got a quick connect for this type of tubing, like your refrigerator pump goes in. You just push it in there like that, and then I'll put it in this one. So this will be my clean water. But what I'm gonna do, since it's been a month or two since I used this, is I'm gonna flush out some of this water, these filters in the sink. And I got a button here on the side, just a push on, push off button. So got my hose in the sink, kick my button on, you can hear it running. And see the water coming through? Fills up there. Then it runs through these filters out this side. Then comes out right there as clean water. I'm gonna let it run a second. See, it's already running right smart. Water out. And then I've got me a new jug here. And I'll just put it over in this new jug and filter it. So essentially all it is it's a water cooler filters for these plumbed in water cooler systems. And so that's all they are, to takes town water or county water or whatever and cleans it up, takes all that chlorine, fluoride, all that nasty mess out of it. But the water here absolutely stinks. Some days it's real bad. And I noticed out on the road that they're purging the water all the time. They're turning on the fire hydrants and spraying water all out in the road. They'll turn them on all over the island. And when I asked the people some people I know that's kind of in the know, they said it's just because there's not many tourists here this time of year, and the water needs to be flushed out. So whatever that means. But I can just turn the spigot on here. Fill this thing up as it's pumping. While I'm filling up my other jug. You can fill up a 5-gallon bucket and filter it, whatever you have to do. And these filters will do about 1,500 gallons worth, and they're real easy to swap out. I just let her run. We'll let this fill up, then we'll see how it tastes and smells compared to the other jug. All right, so I've got my water filtered, and I filtered these 2 jugs right here. I don't know, took me maybe 5 minutes for a couple gallons, because I mean it's not a very strong pump, but it's good enough. And I've got this water here in the other jug that I filtered, and I'm not going to use that to drink and do my testing, just because I don't think it makes any difference. But these are galvanized washers. Maybe they had a little metal on them, or a little bit of oxidation on them or something. So that might taint the water taste. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dump this out, and then I'm gonna get 2 glasses. Two clear glasses. Well, clear as a dishwasher will make them anyway. Let's see if we see any difference. What's the deal? Got it full here. Looks pretty clear to me. It's county water. Of course it's going to be clear. I see some aeration bubbles in it, but that's it. And then I'm going to take some of my filtered water. Put in here. You won't be able to tell it on the phone, but on the video, but it doesn't look to me a bit different than the other water. Maybe this county water is a little bit cloudier. Maybe a little bit. Just a little bit cloudier. But I can smell it. I can definitely smell chlorine, fluoride, whatever the hell they put in here. Now I'm a country boy and I'm used to well water. So it's hard for me to get used to. And we have a filter system using these same filters under my sink at the house. So we don't ever drink this mess anyway. But it definitely smells like chlorine. Oh yeah, tastes like pool water. Yep. Now my filtered water. Nothing. It doesn't smell, it doesn't taste. Tastes fine. This stuff, oh, it tastes like a mix between salt water, swamp water, and chemicals. It's just nasty. I don't even want to take a shower in this stuff. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, there's just differences night and day. This, it starts me thinking, everybody, I'm not a prepper per se, but I do put things back. I lay some few things back. I worked for a power company for years. And I've been around enough to know and been enough disaster areas to know that things happen beyond your control. And the biggest thing you see that people need first is water. It ain't bullets and it ain't beans. It's water. You're going to need water before you virtually need anything. So, I mean, you can not be a prepper per se, like, on TV, but not having some way to make your own water, to me, is just irresponsible. And you don't need to wait for the government, because they ain't coming to save you. Sometimes they won't come save you, and you'll be thirsty, real quick thirsty. Just think about them folks up in the mountains. I mean, it took a minute to get out there and help them out. And something like this that anybody can make, I didn't tell you where to get these filters or whatever, because you don't have to use this same kind of filter system. You can use lots of different kinds. You could put just a carbon filter, would do a lot, and you could do just a carbon filter for chemicals and things like that, and then you could do boil it for your viruses and stuff like that, which a lot of stuff dies boiling. I mean, you do the research, but make something. Come up with something. I know there's got to be a bunch of... I didn't look on YouTube or nothing for this. I just knew how to do it, and I spent more time looking for this pump on it, and now I go right to it on Amazon and find it. But You just need a little bitty 12 volt pump that has these fittings. You know, they'll have these fittings, and there was like 100 of them when I found this one, finally figured out how to put it in there. And I'll look it up if anybody wants to put in the comments that they want to know what this stuff is. I'm sure I can go in my history and find out all these parts. But this part for the battery, you need to buy it for whatever battery system you already have at the house. And maybe you've got 2 or 3 different systems. There's no reason why you can't put a switch on these wires. And it's simple 12 volt wiring. There's no reason why you can't figure out something like this. I just wanted it to where it was convenient to wrap all this stuff up in a box, throw this in the back of the truck, and this is my part of my go stuff. So I mean, I've got at the house, I don't plan on leaving my house. It'd have to be real bad, like 4 or 5 hurricane, maybe not even a 4, because my house is built real stout because I built it. Maybe a 5 hurricane or 4, let's say 4. But I would probably leave if it was hitting us the right way, the right direction and all that. I would probably leave just out of respect for life. But I'm not up and running from my house. But this is also come in handy when I went camping with my little camper. And, you know, you just want drinking water and there's a creek and you can get it right here. Now, if you get dirty water, you might want to filter it. Lay you I would take keep some coffee filters, and I'd lay them over the top of whatever you're filling up and filter through that, and then through this, it'll make all these last longer. Now, these particular filters, like I say, are for a bottleless water filtration system. Now, I know you can buy these. I bought these wholesale because I have a business account, but you could buy these on Amazon too. And then you could order these brackets right here that they attach with. And you just pop a new filter and on. Go ahead and buy 2 or 3 sets of these. They stay in plastic and they last forever. Now, the other thing is you'll have to keep all this from freezing because these filters, when you quit using it, will be full of water. I guess you could pump most of it out, but I don't know about running that. I think you can run this pump dry, and it may push the water out, you know. Well, let's just see. What's it gonna hurt? If that's fact, then just purge your, it might vapor lock and not push it out, but this appears to be draining those filters. I mean, you could tip this thing up and probably get most of it out. That'd probably be a good idea to do, but I'm gonna be using this again in a couple days, so I ain't really worried about it. But, and also I got these that I throw in this box too. And all they are is some water containers that they hold 20 ounces of water. So if I wanted to fill these up, I could give them to somebody if they needed them. They come with a nice little carabiner on there. And I think I got all 3 of these in one pack, and they probably wasn't $4 or $5. I mean, they got a little lid on top or whatever. You know, you might want to fill them up in a disaster and give them to a couple people that just need to get home, you know, or you might need them. But any container you can get your water in. But anyway, I've rambled it long enough. So you guys, if you need any information on this thing or any way I can help you build one for yourself, or, you know, if you want what these parts actually were, or I'll look up some filters like this on Amazon and send you the link, or put the link, you know, or do another little video and tell you how I ordered it all, or anything you need. I think everybody ought to have some way to filter their water, and this just does more than a little old Sawyer straw or whatever, you know. So this, I mean, you could keep your family hydrated with this thing for a long time. after the power's out, especially if you've got 4 or 5 batteries. I mean, this battery, look at this. I used this battery at home and run a screw gun today, and I still got 4 bars on this battery. And these batteries aren't new. I've had them a long time. Run several thousand screws with them, but so, I mean, it uses no power. You could find any 12-volt source. You could put alligator clips and hook them to this thing, to this pump, and make a way to easily hook them up, plug in the side, something, and run it out and run it off your car battery. Any way you could do it. You could use a hand pump and push it through these filters if you had the right hand pump and the connections. But any way you want to do it, there's no excuse for all of us not having some way to tend to ourselves. You know, and that's just my opinion. I'm not waiting on somebody to bring me water to drink. Seriously? I mean, you got to have air and then water. Why are you waiting on the government to bring you water? Don't trust them to bring you water. All right. Y'all take care. Need anything, holler.